Live, love Africa. What's your excuse for not coming? Please subscribe.
Hello, I'm Dinus Demir.
The cleanliness in the cooking environment, in the market, as well as in how you package and transport foods. So like chicken, they have in this country, they have country fall. The country fall is our own chicken that we produce. But most of the time in the market in Freetown, if you want chicken, you go buy imported chicken. And that imported chicken might carry the typhoid. So people here, so a lot of people here will avoid that import chicken, and if it's not country fall and they don't cut it themselves and cook it, they won't eat it. You understand, eh? And
so the imported chicken is already like prepared, like wrapped up already, or
it's just like in America how we buy them there.
Oh yeah, I'll buy a fresh chicken like just.
It's the same way we buy it in America.
But the typhoid comes from that. It comes from unsanitary market conditions, which we've been combating for 3 years here. We've been cleaning markets where people go and buy thousands of dollars of food every month, where tens and thousands of people go on the regular to buy their foods. These are the places we've been targeting, like King Jimmy, Calabar Town. These are major markets. Calabar Town market supplies for like 25,000 people will go there daily. But they had never seen their market clean. So we used our organization and our volunteer initiative and organized the people when they cleaned the market. After they cleaned it, they maintained it because they wanted a clean market. They didn't have they had everything they needed but the initiative to do it. And so our innovation was able to will people to the point where we achieved something that the people were so proud of. And so the markets are very dirty. Everybody can't afford to go to the few grocery stores. Right. You know what I'm saying? They're going to eat what they got available to them. And unfortunately, it causes high rates of typhoid. Then, of course, there is hygiene. Like when we was growing up in America, they taught us to be afraid of germs. Right. We were taught that everything we see got some dirt on it. You understand? Before I sit down, wipe it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot. So that was like the awareness they gave us in the United States of America. They don't teach that here, traditionally in the culture or in the school system. So when we talk about going to the schools with our Be Clean campaign to teach the kids the 20 times when it's appropriate to wash their hands, how to scratch their palms and use soap, that's not playful. That can save their lives here. Right. You understand that? Right. And for the women, there's a lot of childbirth here. It's like the population is having a boom. Right. The young people, they're doing it. They're creating a new generation. And in the process of that, there's a lot of young mothers. And the young mothers sometimes have to work, cook, domestic, and take care of children. They don't always use diapers. A child can run around butt ass naked, right? They don't always use diapers. They might use cloth and wrap the baby. And in that cleaning process, if you haven't been taught the proper way to wash your hands and get up under your nails, you can easily take that and pass that over to the rice that you're cooking, right? And not know that you have to clean your hands with soap and scrub them, or you're going to poison your family. So these are very, very important issues, and these are the kind of issues you don't know need intervention if you're not here, right? So when we be saying, hey man, support Basami, support GRMSL, and you see us cleaning the community, it's not like just a simple exercise to show that we can do something. We want to make efforts that will impact and influence other people to take the same measures, right? So we all can be safer. So yeah, disease is something that people don't talk about much here, or the way that people heal themselves. I've been healed traditionally. I've been healed inside the hospitals, and me personally, I prefer traditional healing. Right. Than hospitals, because in the hospitals they like for they like for using needles, put
IV,
things, So that just that feeling it's strange.
Right.
People have been fighting malaria here for thousands of years, probably.
Right.
And we've never needed drips and European medicine.
Right.
So that means that there's a way to deal with malaria here without their medicines. And if you submit yourself and humble yourself to what our people know traditionally, a lot of things that you go through, you can actually solve them not only here but out there. There is a lot of medicinal plants in this country. They have 37 herbs in this country that they use within the healing process. They have undiscovered plants in the Gola Forest that could have any kind of, you might be able to heal any disease, cancer or something. It's right there in the Gola Forest, but we don't have the people who are up on traditional medicine that can come and partner with the traditionalists here and go and do that kind of work. So one of the things we're doing and we're looking forward to doing is, I don't know if you know Queen of Four.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Queen of Four will be coming, well, her son, Ali, he'll be coming here in the next few weeks.
Okay.
And we're talking with them and the Nation of Wealth to bring a traditional healing center here. So Queen of Four has been looking where she's going to develop this institution. She looked at other countries in Africa, but after she talked to me in Kenya, she was like, yeah, this is the one. Because the health crisis is in the country.
Right.
Sierra Leone, if you love Sierra Leone out there, you say, I'm a Sierra Leone and I'm this, I'm that. Sierra Leone is poorer than Haiti. 7th poorest country on earth. We have the highest infant mortality rate on earth. We have the highest maternal mortality rate on earth. And we also have the lowest life expectancy. So when you put those four together, 7th poorest, the babies die faster than anywhere else in the world. The mothers die giving birth more than anywhere else in the world. And then you have the lowest life expectancy. Why wouldn't you bring health initiatives here?
Right.
Why would you choose Ghana for that? Because you can live in a better condition. The same thing we're crying about is the things that we're supposed to be coming home and helping the people to solve as patriotic Africans.
Right.
You can go back to America and live your life, but you can still be a patriotic African by connecting to the people that are doing these initiatives, playing your part. Some people have no background or profession in doing these things. They just want to do it because there's resources there. And what happens is that, like with RJ, Brother RJ been here since what, 2014?
Yeah, 14.
And was here even younger. At
going back
age.
and forth, yeah.
Not all of us in America have that experience.
Right.
But somebody who would just be hating.
You know what
I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But RJ is impressive.
Right.
He's been able to successfully take his skills and his education and his network and all of that and pull it from white power.
Right.
And find a way to bring it back to Africa and utilize it to serve both the Africans in the country where he is and the Africans coming to his country and other countries through the extended network. If that's not what each and every single one of us should be doing, what is it? I'm not in the media. I never worked for corporate America. I don't have his background. That's not my lane. I benefit from having a brother like that on the continent that sharp like that.
Right.
You travel a lot, man. Not everybody can do what you do. Go in different environments, meet different people, speaking different languages, by yourself. Man, that's some James Bond shit. That shit is amazing. And people who can't imagine themselves moving out of their grandmother's house just can't believe that there's a man from Cali that moved to ATL, got an education, played sports, did your thing in corporate America, and took all that shit from them, and now you're trying to find the best way to make sure that Africa benefits.
Right.
These are the examples that need to be portrayed. Africa needs these kind of repatriates. America needs these kind of repatriates. The blacks in America, the Africans in the diaspora. And so it's always going to be that struggle. My cry to us coming back is to forget about being accepted. Prepare yourself to adapt.
Right.
Learn everything you can until you come, knowing that you don't know shit till you get here.
Yeah, that's what he's telling me.
You understand? Learn what you got to know. It's going to help you later. But just know that you'll be completely ignorant until you get here. If you're in a swimming pool and I'm standing on the side and I'm asking you, hey, Donis, how's the water feel? You say, man, it's all right, it's all right. I might jump in and be like, man, this ain't all right, man. This is too cold.
Right.
But for you, for yourself, it was cool.
Right.
You understand? It's the same way with repatriation. You jump in and it's not your temperature, jump your ass out. But for me, it's cool.
Right.
And instead of bashing the people that's strong enough to withstand the temperature. And so we're having so many different things happening, but at the end, I think that from 2013 to now, there was no buzz around repatriation.
Now it's picked up.
Now it's picked up.
Like,
And for me, I was here praying for that. I was here pouring libations at Bunch Island for that. I've been here volunteering my life. No one pays me. I get my skills. I make sure other people get the skills fast. And so the personal sacrifices to be in a position to, first of all, transition myself and my family back to the country. My sister and my cousin will be here within weeks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they've never been here before. But we're Gullah Geechees, we're lineage family, and they got the same connection to here and the people that I do. But they would have never bought their tickets to come to Sierra Leone, West Africa if I didn't come here.
Right.
And show them that this is doable. So even them people who doubted me and thought, why is he going to Africa? The hell are you going to Africa for? What do you think he can do in Africa?
Right.
Who are you going to help in Africa? What the hell are you going to do in Africa?
Right.
The doubters, the naysayers.
Right.
Slowly but surely, because the buzz of Africa repatriation is happening now,
Right.
slowly but surely they come knocking. And they come knocking out like they woke up now, like they ain't nothing understand back then.
Right.
So a lot of that is happening. The reality is that we have a new wave of repatriation, and repatriation cannot happen as a business venture. Repatriation has to happen as a liberation movement. If we don't get that, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. We're going to come back and we're just going to watch the Chinese just bulldoze our people and I can't be able to do nothing. I hate seeing them here.
Right.
And then I look at my community and everyone's crying and about what they're going through and how they can't trust each other and how the Africans are corrupt. They never came for us. And I'm like, oh my God, y'all stupid.
Right.
Man, these lives. And if African is anything, we're human. You can't get the human family without the African. You can't get human history without African history.
Right.
So when white supremacy teaches you that we have none, that's why we're in the matrix. Ignorant of ourselves. That's the worst condition to be in. That's worse than slavery. That's worse than colonialism. That's like being dead, but alive. Everybody in the world can use you and your resources and your knowledge but you. We're global slaves now. Everybody benefits from us, but us.
Everybody.
So when people like us who are deciding to repatriate come back, where we do have a sense of responsibility in doing it, we may come in different capacities, different lanes, different professions, but it's our responsibility to put the team together. Right. When you have a football team, every player got a position,
right,
and his own number. You know what I mean? His own role. When you basketball too, repatriation is a team sport. That's how you got to see it.
1 second, I want to go back a little bit. You were talking about the rude awakening that's coming. Can you go into that a little bit? Then we'll go ahead and close out.
Okay. Well, I think the rude awakening that's coming is related to the financial crisis that's coming.
Like I said, I've never seen anything like that. But when I point that out to my friends in America, like, look, Skid Row, worst I've ever seen. Whatchamacallit? People wait lines 3 miles long just to get a turkey.
Yeah, man.
Something's not right.
Something's not right over there, man.
Then they'll go, oh, well, in Africa, look, I got this picture of this baby with flies on the, they'll. You
know what? You know the difference.
And I'm just like, oh my God.
You know the difference is, right? The difference is that you got people in Africa with flags buzzing around them. And the reality is that you still got 100 people who are Skid Row for turkeys.
Right.
Poverty is global. You can't say, well, them people too poor and disregard the poverty around you. You can't act like everybody around you is rich and everybody else over there is poor. So the thing is that it's a matter of how we are perceiving each other. Poverty is a global situation, so that means it's a global struggle. You got poor Africans everywhere you got Africans. According to white people, you're poor if you don't got money and don't own property. But there's people who have more value in their life than what we can imagine that don't got the money you got.
Right.
They live more fulfilled lives. Their lives have more value. Because they disregard all that money, gotta have it, gotta get more, gotta get. They don't waste that time, man.
Right.
They focus on living a normal life. See, we get put into that, we're talking about adopting the ideals of our capture. Now we think exactly like them. We don't do it unless we're gonna come up. If it ain't gonna look good and we ain't gonna come up, we don't do it. So when you say preparing for this rude awakening, I am talking about they are about to make all money digital.
Right.
Education is going to be digital. How many people are going to be unemployed?
A lot.
If they're already standing up for Turkey, 300 people, how many going to be in?
No, not 300 people. I thought
3 miles.
3 miles long.
I mean,
in a
3
car.
miles. I mean, 3 miles.
Like, I'm like,
So how many more miles is going to be?
I've never seen that before.
Imagine.
They were saying they had to control traffic from the freeway.
Food lines,
to the,
right? Imagine America where I'm the land of the free, we're the strongest. The thing is that we can't believe the hype no more. Public Enemy said, don't believe the hype. Don't believe it. The image that they're portraying of themselves, yeah, we're strong, we're healthy, we're clean. It's a lie. America is sick and dying. And we're right there in it, still believing that this motherfucker healthy and strong and can protect. And even while next year that line gonna be 4 miles, we still won't wake up.
that right there. And I'm sitting there watching this. I'm like, who waits in a line for 3 miles?
Nobody here.
Nobody.
Nobody here does that. Like you said, even right now, if you want food, right now,
I'm straight.
anybody here
Uh-huh.
is ready to take you to go eat. No one's thinking, let me get your money. Let me get your money.
All right.
It's friendly. Hey, bro, listen, I walk down the street sometimes and it'd be 2 random people I don't know, strangers. If I greet them, they will invite me to their food.
Food if they're eating.
Right.
They will.
And here.
Yeah.
Hey, brothers, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey, come inside, boy. Come let me chum.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
It's custom. If you walk past and you don't speak, then nobody's going to talk to you. You're going to think everybody doesn't like you.
Right.
But when you walk through, when you speak to the old mommy, you speak to the small Peking, they speak back to you. Before you get to speak, they greet you.
Right.
They see you coming. Hey, Dinus. Before you get there. That's Africa.
Right.
That's Africa. Up under all this poverty and deprivation, that's Africa. And we need to be able to make the distinction between Western standards of wealth and development and African standards of wealth and development.
Right.
You know, back in the day they say, well, our people were completely self-sustainable. We lived in our own villages, under our own order. You know, we fed ourselves, healed ourselves, fought our own wars, led our own struggles.
Right.
And that is what was seized. That's what has been confiscated in the act of colonialism and slavery.
Right.
They seized that. In Africa, they retain more of that than anywhere else in the African diaspora. Mm-hmm. You can go to Cuba and say, Cuba, yeah, they got African culture here. Not like here.
Right.
You can go to Jamaica, man, they got African culture in Jamaica. Not like here. This is Africa. You're not going to get the culture in Africa, outside of Africa, more than you get it in Africa. So that culture is what we need to heal ourselves. Repatriation is a measure, I would say a goal, an objective of reparations.
Right.
You have to repair the damage. It's not just about the financial damage, it's about the psychic damage. How long you live your life you didn't know where you belong in Africa? Look where you are now.
Right.
You're healing, bruh. That's why you keep coming back. You're healing, man.
Right.
You got enough sense. Say, man, it might not all make dollars and cents in business, but in what I'm feeling and experiencing, the upliftment that I'm gaining from it, that makes me go back to Africa. And right now, with particularly your lane, with the YouTube, people follow us, especially now. Some people just follow for entertainment value, man. They just being drama heads. you know. But other people are seriously seeking this information.
Right.
And it's more than information. What they want to know is, how did you heal it? How did you get to that point? Do you remember what you were like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Do you know who you are today?
Exactly.
So that right there is the inspiration that people go to the YouTube and subscribe for. They don't go there for controversy. Only time you're going to attract the drama team is when you go there yourself for controversy.
Right.
When you know, oh, I'm going to put this out there because it's going to create controversy.
Right.
And then if you do that, then you can't grumble about the people that come turn up on the page. But it's happening. And I see it happening almost in like a teenage kind of way.
Yeah.
A high school kind of
Worse
way.
than high school.
It's very dangerous because it's very dangerous because right now you got people who are lining up in the diaspora that are lining up against people like me and you.
Right.
People who have done the work for our generation and have always been open to assisting others. They now see that as something to target and to sabotage. So I just want to warn people out there that they have to know that they're up against ancestral energy when they take up against us.
Right.
I'm saying that seriously. This is not just a historic case. This is an ancestral case. We want justice. And justice comes from the reunification of our people. You don't represent just you. How many other relatives you got? How many ancestors you bring with you every time you come back?
Right.
Before I got here, I stopped in Senegal. I went to Goree Island. Walked out the door, returned, walked back in it, felt the release. There was a woman there from Detroit. Never seen her, didn't know her. When I walked back in, she was crying. I hugged her. It was natural. Hugged her, this, that. And then I came on down to Freetown. So I felt like there was something heavy on me before I walked back in the door of no return. In my brain, understanding what that was and what that moment meant, not only for me, but for my son, for my mother, for my grandparents. They never had a chance. To know that my grandson will have his chance.
Right.
That right there was so liberating to me that I couldn't put a monetary value on it. It wasn't about how much I paid. I ain't paid much anyway. You understand? And so just to go through that process, it felt like energy removed. It felt like that energy that be in your heart for a long time, all your life, is something there, you don't know what's wrong, but there's something wrong with something. That's how I feel when you come home with true intentions. You know, and people need to be able to determine what they want to do in their lives. I chose to come here. I came here one time. I didn't come for no 10 visits. I didn't want to waste the money. I already had been building with Africans. I already had hosted Africans on national tours in America. I had 6 years of supporting Sierra Leone before I came here. So because of that, I was confident. I'm like, man, I'm going to stay. I'm not going to play. And I've been here almost 8 years. No one knows me to be playful. So this is the kind of time that we're living in where what you've been doing independently for 10 years has been leading up to this point.
Right.
What I've been doing independently for 10 years has led up to this point. What Kenya has been doing for 10 years, what all of us here has been doing, has led us all to this point. This very, very point. And so there's others. There's others that have been here, there's others that have made the connection, there's others who will return that have not been here yet. Me and you and others like us who are already pioneering this repatriation in the 21st century. We have to not be like those who came before us in the sense that repatriation back to Africa has been jumping since Kwame and Nkrumah.
Right.
But where's the institutions?
Not existent.
Where's the African American banks in Africa?
Not existent.
Why not?
What?
Where's the real estate properties? Why couldn't I come in? Why couldn't I rent from somebody who is a black American and come over here and have the full adjustment period set out for me? Why had to come 1 grain and go through a bunch of malaria bouts and this and that? I had to go through that shit, man.
Right.
I could if the infrastructure was in place, I would have traveled different.
Right.
And so that's why we're so focused as the Exodus Alliance, as the Gullah Redemption Mission Sierra Leone, Granona, Gullah Nation of North America, Basani, various organizations are working together here in Sierra Leone to make sure that we create a model, a sustainable model that is not saying, hey, come, I can buy land for you. Come, I can do it. No, your business is your business. When you come here, we can link you with the right people. A lawyer, we can link you with the people that you feel safe with.
Right.
I'm not a businessman. If you want to come and do a development project to feed 500 more kids in a village that need it, I'm your guy. I'm your guy. I'm eager for that. We're all eager for the development. That's what we're here for. So, having people in the diaspora, particularly repatriates, able to collaborate on that level is very, very, very key for us to successfully repatriate. Even our ancestors, when they came to Freetown or Liberia, they immediately set it up those things.
Right.
So they expect that other people's going to come. And when they come, this is how we're going to adopt
It's
them.
the system.
What do you think happened when a recaptive from the Yoruba in Nigeria was rescued and brought to Freetown? Well, how was they processed? Where did they land? What role did the African American ancestors play in that? Who gave shelter? Who taught them the Creole language if they never went to the Americas?
Wow.
How did they become educated and businessmen so that they can dominate West African trade in terms of the Africans, even during colonialism?
Right.
How did that happen? Where there wasn't African Americans who had learned all this shit from the white oppressor and was now utilizing it in the interest of Africa. That's what we're doing. So when we understand the history, then we will liberate ourselves from blaming the indigenous people in Liberia, and the indigenous people in Liberia will stop casting blame on the Americo-Liberians. They will understand that they both were being colonized at the same time. They were being pit against each other. And at the same time, while you can say, well, these people came back and the white man bought land in Africa and this and that. You selling land in Africa to white people right now in Africa.
Right.
It happens right now. There's black people buying lands in Europe right now, in America right now.
Right.
We're talking about business, talking about buying lands. When they say that they had a relationship here where they bought land from King Tom and Nabana, it was because they came and said, we got your people from slavery, we want to set them free, they need a place. It wasn't just, hey man, let me buy this land from you, with no discussion.
Right.
So the Timothy people, King Tom, Nabana, King Jimmy, 3 kings accepted our people back here. It wasn't just one. It happened 3 times, three different agreements between the British and traditional Timothy kings that was occupying this land right here in Freetown. They agreed. But the agreement was because the white man said he's coming to bring free Africans. He's coming to free their people and bring them back.
Right.
And the sentiment in the region here, they say King Tom and King Nabana, they was anti-slavery.
Right.
They had the sentiments. They agreed like, yo, let's end the slave trade. From day one, there was not like it was just the African Americans here. Timmy had always been here. Limba had always been here. Susu had always been here. There was already people living here. The colony may have been in one area, but there was already native people living here. How else would we have trade relations? How else would we learn the system of survival here if we didn't have exchange? Early on, Thomas Peters, when he came back, he rebelled against the Sierra Leone Company.
Right.
Because they used their executive to administrate the colony and impose their rule on the Africans that they brought back from Nova Scotia. And they were like, yo, that ain't what you said you were going to do. You said this land is going to be ours to rule ourselves, not you rule over us. He died in protest. He died within a year of coming back. There was a rebellion in 1799 in Freetown, whereas a portion of the Creoles and Timneys from the Koyak Kingdom, they became allies against the British Sierra Leone Company. The first uprising against European colonialism. Because it wasn't slave trade, it was colonialism they was coming with now. They came with a colonial idea. Fuck this trading for goods. We want to settle here. and we're gonna bring some of these slaves back here too, and they're gonna sit down with you. That killed the direct access of the natives directly to the European. Now they have to go through a Creole middleman.
Right.
You see how the European used those who he brought back as a buffer group?
Right.
Kind of set us up to be the ones who would get the blame.
Right.
You understand? That same thing happened. Story will just choose a side.
Right.
But when you're a Pan-Africanist and you understand that that happened to Africans on all sides, you realize that the only reason why we are propagandized and encouraged to fight ourselves is because it lets the cracker off the hook. Everything you know about Liberia, where'd you get it from?
White people starting off.
Thank you.
Right.
And the same ones who disagree with your opinion,
Right.
that's where they got their information too.
Right.
Most of the time. Or from indigenously, it'd usually be like oral tradition more. They didn't read it in the book. It's just what my daddy and grandmama and them said it was.
Right.
And that could be wrong. With examination of facts. That could be wrong. They could have been biased. So these are the things, man. That's why I say this is healing.
Right.
Some people don't want to keep hearing it over and over again, but that's how you heal. Consistently over time, peeling back, exposing the truth. See, so yeah, man. Sierra Leone is what I consider, on one hand, the scene of the crime.
Okay.
And on the second hand, the first capital city. This is the first capital city in Africa that was founded by freed Africans returned.
Oh wow.
And we returned voluntarily. We even went to Britain and appealed to them and said, take us back to Africa, and they agreed.
Right.
It wasn't like they just grabbed us and dumped us here. We had will in there. We had decision making in there. Our ancestors were brilliant. They came back, man. They built the whole grid of Freetown on the American grid. You know why? Because they built the American grid.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
The bulk of them they brought from South Carolina and New York. And New York was a slave state prior to the American Revolution. So they brought people from South Carolina and New York and took them to Nova Scotia, and then 1/3 of them came back. See that right there?
Right.
That's what happened. That's like, imagine we do it today. A bunch of people from New York and a bunch of people from South Carolina come together, click up, and go settle someplace in Africa. And then today, no one gives credit to us or our ancestors for achieving that because of the propaganda that the white man wrote in his books that now we have to encounter and then try to figure it out. It's all a trap.
Right.
Unless you come here and feel it for yourself and engage the people for yourself, you ain't gonna get it.
Right.
You ain't gonna get it.
There it is.
Yeah, man. Sierra Leone and Liberia are the only two countries in Africa with a Negro clause. If you're not a Negro, you can't be a citizen.
Right.
Why do you think that is? Because we want to protect our interests.
Exactly.
We understood what even the Africans didn't know. They didn't consider themselves Negroes. That was us writing that.
Right.
Negro clause. Universal Negro Improvement Association. Garvey was going to Liberia.
Right.
He checked his descendants' roots. They're Mende. What is going on here? There's something spiritual behind this story. If we keep neglecting that, and we keep playing with this, I feel sorry for the people that stand in the way of ancestral justice. That's the unification and development of Africa. With our involvement, our active involvement, our willing involvement, our enthusiastic involvement. How many businesses can we develop in 1 year in Africa with $150,000? Can we get 150 people out there to put up $1,000 each? We have a business in several countries to accommodate you and others when they come, to employ the people here on the ground with the skills to maintain it. This is what we're supposed to be talking about.
Right.
And at that level where we have that understanding that it's going to take a collective. There's not going to be one leader or one liaison.
Right.
Anywhere.
And
We
no
have
one
to
does
assume our
that.
positions and work together collectively.
The Chinese don't do that, not one.
Not one Chinese.
They
Chinese
all
don't move by
collective. These
themselves
are
like
all
that.
groups. Even the Europeans, they do it as a collective. We're the only ones coming back individually trying to think, man, we're crazy.
Yeah.